Hey everybody, how are you today? This is Jim Prusak, physical therapist from the Pain PT, and I want to talk to you guys today about how to stay settled, how to stay grounded in your own being, especially in times like this where we're going through a heightened level of anxiety, concern, worry with the coronavirus and what's happening in the world. And this really applies to any situation, whether it's in the workplace or in your home environment or in yourself, where you feel a bit unsettled. You feel anxious, a little bit nervous, a little bit worried, concerned. You feel on edge. And so, what I'm going to teach you today is a little way to kind of get back into yourself, to ground yourself in your own stability, in your own being, where actually you can feel a little bit more at peace and you can be a little bit more centered in yourself. And so, what happens now when we're in this certain world situation is there's a lot of information flowing in terms of the news, there's a lot of anxiety that comes as a result of that. And now, if we tune into that information and we're reading it or watching television, talking to people, and we start really believing this information strongly, or we start aligning our sort of mind with this information, it's going to set up and drive this fear in us. It's going to drive a feeling of discomfort, of anxiousness, of worry, fear, an uncomfortable feeling in our bodies. And what we need to understand and realize is that we actually have control over how we feel. So we can be bombarded with information from the outside world. It can come into us, but we ultimately have control over how we filter that information. And how we filter that information will then determine how we're going to feel internally. So what I'd like you to do is, we talked about this before here, is to first check in with yourself and see, what am I feeling right now? How do I feel internally? What feelings do I feel right now? So let's say, for example, you've been reading a lot of information about this coronavirus, or let's say you've had a lot of stress at work or home, whatever it might be. Check in with yourself. How do you feel? Do you feel settled, or do you feel a little bit on edge? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel concerned, worried? Do you feel a little bit of that shaky energy? Do you feel irritated, agitated, frustrated? Whatever you feel, what you're going to do now is just relax your physical body. Okay, relax your physical body. And I want you to allow that feeling in yourself to work through you, to happen, to be felt, to be experienced, to be acknowledged. Okay, just to be open to what you feel. Because it's okay to feel this if you don't take it seriously, if you don't feed it more information in a negative way. Now, the second part of this is the information you're feeding your body, and this is your thoughts. How you perceive what you're reading, how you perceive what someone's telling you, how you perceive the news, or how you perceive your own understanding of what's happening has a real impact on your body and how you feel. So if you're getting anxious or concerned or worried or feel unsettled over things that are happening in the world right now, what I want you to do again is, number one, check in with your body. How do you feel? Okay? And I want you to relax your body and let that feeling take place. Number two, I want you to make sure your mindset is in a place where you believe or perceive or interpret what's happening as okay, as being all right, as not being a problem, as okay, I'm going to relax into this. Okay, I'm going to settle into this. It's going to be fine. I'm going to try to move your mind into a place where you're a little more settled and relaxed. If you're thinking all the time and spinning thoughts, or believing or interpreting what you hear, what you see from others as being bad, or you believe it strongly, you're going to set up an environment in your body where you're not going to feel very well. You're not going to feel settled. You're not going to feel at peace. So these are the two steps to basically get yourself back to a settled place. One, you want to open yourself to notice when you're not feeling settled and settle your body, relax into what you feel. And two, you need to change your thinking, you need to change your interpretation or perception of what's happening. You can do this. It doesn't matter what's happening out here in the world. What's coming into us doesn't really matter as much as how we perceive it, how we filter it, how we interpret it is what really matters the most. And when you interpret what's coming into you as being, it's all right, I'm going to settle down, that's a real message into your body, which does allow what you feel to settle down. Okay, so it's a 1-2 step here that you have complete control over, and you don't have to be a victim to what's happening around you. So this is something you want to practice, especially now in light of what's happening. And remember to come back to it, because we do forget and we fall back on our old patterns, which can easily put us into more fight or flight, more fear, more irritation, aggravation, whatever it might be. Okay, so give this a shot. It's a great time to practice. It's a great time to get reconnected to yourself so that you can stay grounded in a time of unsettledness, of turmoil, of what's happening now. All right, everybody. Hope you're all doing okay. Stay healthy. If you have questions, concerns, please reach out. I'm here to help in any capacity, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.